That's what angers me, that they can pass a stupid deal that can destroy our area. Our land value will be what?
Zero. We won't be able to sell it if we don't have clean water.
Yeah, we'll make national, international news if our aquifer is not protected. And in other words, if it's contaminated, can you imagine the exposure we would get, and your house prices would plummet, and we'd all be...
They're already plummeting.
We welcome everybody here. Thank you for your support, and we think this is going to be very good cause, and we're going to have a referendum, and you can call this number. So you either say yes for SIO or no for SIO. So if you don't want this project go forward, so please vote no. I think we waited for this moment for a long time. Public was never involved, never have chance to speak. I think public should be able to speak right from the beginning, conception of this project. But for some reason, power to be the one, public to be involved. So that's why we would like to have public final vote. Maybe this is the last chance that public can speak. And this is very important because we live here, and this is place for us, for the generations to come, for children who's going to be coming here and growing up in this municipality. We need fresh guarantee of the fresh water.
This will not only affect us locally here today and tomorrow, but for many, many future generations. And so how can one go forward with an initiative like this, Andy? You know, we're offering residents the opportunity to phone in to this number until September 18th and to just basically share their point of view in terms of yes or no, a very simple 2 questions that'll be asked. Do you support it or are you against it? We believe a majority of people in this municipality and others like Taché and Hanover are opposed to it. And so we want your input through this telephone vote to show not only locally here that Andy and I are probably reading it right, but maybe the mayor and other councillors should be on board. But beyond that, the provincial government should reflect that too. The Clean Environment Commission said there's uncertainties. There's uncertainties with this type of initiative. It's new, it's unusual, it hasn't been done before. Should we experiment in our aquifer that'll affect us with water, affecting 120,000 people that could rely on water, this precious resource? Unbelievable.
I have been involved thanks to Tangi Bell and others.
Thank you.
I came out, I worked with Tangi and many others to come out here and get petitions signed, to present repeated petitions in the legislature, to ask questions in the legislature. But now it is important for people in this community to have a voice, to be able to speak up. This aquifer is really important, and it's important not just for people right here, but it's for people across southeastern Manitoba.
And the municipal board, Dr. Gerard, you can tell us, they're an appointed body, of course. If you were to form government, you can choose different appointees, right? I suspect.
What's happened under the Conservatives is that they've given powers to the municipal board which will override the powers and the decisions made by municipalities. It's our view at this point that that was the wrong direction, and we should respect the decisions made by municipalities, and so we will be looking at legislation to change that so that the province doesn't have the sort of override powers that it has.
Hear, hear.
Yes.
We have two parties here that potentially could be the next government. We would have to show them the results of this referendum, and I think that they would have to reflect I'm hopeful that they would reflect the opinion of the people. Dr. Gerard, would you like to make a comment? How does democracy work in the Manitoba legislature? Do you hear our calls for action?
Hey, we're all for better local input and local decisions. If we get a referendum result which is against this, we're not going to move forward with it.
Right on. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Tammy, would you want to say anything? I don't want to block you out. It's.
I I think we just have to wait to see what happens with the election. People in power right now are responsible for safe drinking water, and they're not here.
What all have we got to gain if we lose our drinking water or our water supply for this area on something that's never been proven and is ultimate, designed to fail? It cannot operate, it will not work. So the government must have put some plan in order. So does the government plan on putting pipelines in for all of us? Why should we, everybody in this area, be expected to give up our rights to drinking water for some company that hasn't even got a proven design? It cannot work. It's bull. That's the best way I can describe it. The other thing, once our water supply is gone, what's our land worth? This is garbage land then. You can grow grain on part of it, but all on the other side of number 12 highway, which was cattle country, will be turned into what? Was there a backup plan ever put in place?
Yeah, I want to say that I never heard, I see the development agreement, there is never contingency plan in that agreement. If something happened, we never heard about that, Mark. I don't think so you heard about it either. So we're just shooting in the dark and say that something good gonna happen. That should never be, never put in place.
So far as I know, there is no contingency plan, right? Certainly none that I'm aware of, and time and again, governments have let down people in this area. The government of today has brought forward a water strategy. In that water strategy, they lay out very clearly protection of the groundwater. They quote in their strategy aquifers elsewhere, but they don't mention the aquifers in southeastern Manitoba, which clearly are tremendously important and for many, many people here.
Our nice premier signed a deal with Silica. How in the hell could she do that without looking into the impact it's going to have on most of the province? She has not even come forward to hear what we have to complain about, and yet she's signing a deal with them.
You know what, Andy and I have asked Ron Schuler as well as Bob Lagasse in Taché and that we want them to come clean on where they stand on this particular issue. And to date they haven't, unless I've missed something, but you know, our MLA should reflect that, and the candidates going forward. But your vote through this phone number is going to be so critical to send that signal forward to the province and to the other councillors and the mayor here who, again, don't seem to be present, and to the politicians who will be campaigning. Tammy, you'll be door to door to probably everybody for the NDP. Dr. Gerard will have his candidates, and of course the Conservatives. So the Green Party too, I don't know. But please, 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 let's send a strong, strong signal to the government, all levels, that residents who are most affected by this either support it or don't support it by that easy to phone, no cost telephone call, right, Andy?
Yes, and we encourage everybody to support us, please, and fund us with the GoFundMe. What is very critical. So the more money we're gonna get, then the more we can do for this municipality and for other people. So the water is very important issue to us. Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Okay, thanks everyone for coming. Yeah, thank you.